Hello and welcome. My name is Caroline Nettle and this is a recording of Vacuuming with Archangel Michael. My website is yourangelreadings.com. Please feel free to go there and download my free booklet which is entitled Where's My Man? What is my life purpose? And other questions your angels can help you with. If you live in the UK, I can send it to you in the post, otherwise it's available for download. So what I'd like you to do is to get into a nice comfortable position, feeling your back against the chair or against the wall, or if you're free sitting, feeling your bottom against the floor. I want you to start taking in some nice deep breaths, slowly and rhythmically. And closing your eyes if you haven't already done so. On the in-breath, I invite you to welcome in love, life and joy. And on the out-breath, I invite you to let go of pain, resistance and fear. And on the in-breath, I invite you to welcome in vitality, excitement, life. And on the out-breath, think about letting go of anger, criticism, self-doubt. I'd like you to allow anything that you no longer need to leave. So breathing in joy, love and compassion. And breathing out anger, hatred, jealousy, resentment. Breathing in vitality, life. And breathing out any pain or addictions or anything that no longer serves you. So starting to feel really relaxed and really in tune with your body. And as you continue to breathe rhythmically and deeply, we're going to invite in Archangel Michael to come and be with us today. And he stands behind you and he lifts off the top of your head and inserts into the top of your head what looks like a huge great big vacuum cleaner. And he switches it on and starts hoovering around inside your brain and your skull. And what he's looking for are any negative entities, negative belief systems, compulsive behaviors, depression, anything in there that no longer serves you. So just feeling him as he literally empties your brain. And then when he's done there, he descends into your throat. And here we have all the issues that we have around speaking our truth, knowing when to speak up, or in fact when to be quiet, and finding the strength in times when it's really important that you get your truth across in a way that's kind to others. Watching grey smoke, if there is any, going up the tube, and not worrying about this because it's being taken by the angels and transmuted into love. So when he's finished in your throat and neck, he moves across to your shoulders. And this is where we like to carry all our responsibility. So anybody feeling slightly heavy or tense in this area, just allow the vacuum to be hoovering away any responsibility that's not ours. Anything that we really are carrying that we don't need to, or anything we've agreed to carry for somebody else. Just letting all of that go now and watching as it floats up the vacuum. Coming down to your left arm now, and we go all the way down to the fingers. Now negative entities like to hide in the fingers, so make sure you imagine hoovering each finger right down to the tip. So going through your fingers, into your hand, into your wrist, and feeling like stopping there if there's anything extra that needs to be removed. And then travelling up to your elbow, and up to your shoulder. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So imagining the fingers being hoovered. And then the hand. moving up through the wrist, the elbow, up to the shoulder. So then we will descend into the chest cavity. And here we carry our grief. So in the lungs is where we carry our grief. So if you suffer from grief, or you're really finding it difficult to express grief this lifetime, or you simply just want to release some grief that you've been carrying either on behalf of other people or for yourself, then this is the time. So really feeling as Archangel Michael just hoovers around your lungs, taking out any grief, and moving down into the heart. On the one side it's love and compassion, and on the other side it's self-hatred or self-criticism, anything like that. So if you're carrying anything in your heart, sorrow or self-criticism or self-pity or anything like that, just feeling as Archangel Michael goes around hoovering out all those unwanted feelings, belief systems, and anything that's no longer necessary. Moving down past your ribs and going into your abdomen. Now, abdomen is where we carry worry, specifically in the pancreas and the spleen, stomach area. So if there's anything that you know that you're worrying about a little bit too obsessively, or if you tend towards worrying, this can be really good for you to just release any worry. Or, one of the things that I've noticed is we do spend a lot of our time worrying about things that don't actually happen. So really allowing Archangel Michael here to clean out this area of any unwanted belief systems and behaviors and thought patterns. Moving down into the reproductive area. And this is all about either femininity, sexuality and sensuality, or masculinity, sexuality and sensuality. So we tend to carry here lots of outdated belief systems, fears, even sometimes grief. So this is an area that needs to be cleaned out on a regular basis to really help you to step into the person that you're supposed to be. So watching as he hoovers around that area, and then we move into the hips. Now this is where I support myself. This is how I feel supported in the world. Many of my clients come to me with hip issues, and I think most of it is blocked energy because we don't feel supported in the world, or we don't feel like we can support ourselves. Really allowing the hoovering to take away anything that's no longer necessary here. Feeling much lighter in the hip area as you feel the vacuuming going on. And then we move down into the legs. And legs obviously carry us in this lifetime. So they tend to also hold a lot of belief systems. So really allowing, watching as anything that you no longer need in the leg area gets vacuumed up by this vacuum from Archangel Michael. Going down into the knees. Knees are nearly always about going forward. So if you have any issues with going forward, stepping into your power, anything like that, it's quite likely that you will have a knee problem this lifetime. So really watching and noting if there are lots of blockages or what looks like, I always see it as grey, smoky energy. If you see any of this in your knees, it might be time to have a look at where you're holding yourself back. So really just allowing your knees to get a good cleaning, good hoovering. Down your shins, into your ankles. Now ankles tend to be about rigid belief systems. So let's watch whilst Archangel Michael hoovers up anything that really doesn't serve you anymore. Bringing in, I hope, for you a more open mind and more peace. And down into the toes. Now what we said about the fingers applies to the toes as well. So negative entities and things like that, if you have picked them up, tend to hide in the toes. So really ensuring that the vacuum goes into each and every toe on both feet. Really feeling quite light as we finish that. And then what Archangel Michael does is he switches the machine over, and now the only way I can describe this, it's like a toothpaste-like material. Now I very often see it with colours floating in and out of it, jumping in and out of it. It's a very healing substance, and having taken out all the bad stuff, we're now going to put in some really vibrant, healthy, healing energy. So starting at the toes, imagine just him just squishing a toothpaste tube of this wonderful, energizing, health-giving, vital toothpaste-like material. So watching as your toes are completely squished and filled up, moving back into the feet, the heel, and allowing the energy of this wonderful healing substance to really wash over every single cell in your body. Coming up through the shins, just watching as your cells are filling up with this life-giving, energizing, healing, healthy, happy toothpaste substance, all the way to your knees, paying particular attention if you've got a bad knee to that particular knee, but allowing the other knee to fill up as well. And seeing if you can see any colours jumping up and down or in and out. So moving up now, we're filling up the top of the legs. And we're going into the hips. Just feeling really grounded as the toothpaste-like material fills up your hips. Into your abdomen, pelvis. And I can just always feel when I do this, the bubbling light sensation that fills up your trunk. Up past the ribs, I'm going a bit faster now, up past the ribs with all their strength and support that they give you, up into the chest area, filling up those lungs that have no longer got any grief in them, filling up the heart, energizing substances, coming up into the neck and going across, now remembering of course to fill the fingers. So we'll start with the left hand side, filling up each finger individually, the hand, the wrists, up through to the elbow, up to the shoulder, and the same for the other side. So we're going to the right hand side, the fingers, into the hand, the wrist, the elbow, coming up to the top of the shoulder, and coming up now to the neck area. Now feeling really light and fluffy with this energy now. And feel it as it surrounds every cell in your skull and your brain. Feel it leaving you much more revived and feeling very enthusiastic and energized. And then when he's finished, he just pops the top of your head back on, keeping your eyes closed. He kneels in front of you and he puts on you a deep blue velvet cloak. He does the zip up all the way from the floor to your chin, and he pulls the hood over your head so that you're completely protected. And he places a symbol of protection in front of you, behind you, to the left of you, to the right of you, on top of your head and underneath your feet. And he blesses you. So please join with me and say thank you very much to Archangel Michael for helping me in this way, knowing that you can do this for yourself and call in Archangel Michael whenever you want to. I sometimes do this 2-3 times a day, really just as often as you need it or as often as you think about it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I send you lots and lots of love. I thank the archangels and angels for coming in today and helping us. And I wish you health and happiness going forward.